What's up? Welcome to the Daily Fight Podcast. My name is Robin Tanner. Today is Wake Your Warrior Wednesday, and I want to talk to you about something that is coming up on Tuesday, September 10th. So yes, this is time sensitive. Tuesday, September 10th at 5:30 p.m. I'm going to be hosting a live orientation call to kick off and invite you to the Rise Group Coaching Transformation Experience. Now, this is for you if you are ready to basically kick some butt. This is for you if you are ready to speak up for yourself, learn how to be bold and unapologetic for your future self, but also for who you are now. If you are somebody that is struggling, a woman, if you are a woman and you are struggling with really voicing your true desires and you've got some wars going on within and the weight of that is heavy on your heart and you are caught in that loop and that cycle of just struggling and suffering and settling and putting your nose down and powering through and muscling through and sucking it up, and you find yourself just caught like in this turmoil. It's like a tornado of tension on the inside. And you keep your silence and you say it's not that bad, or this is just how it is, and you're not sure how to get out of it. You're not sure how to step off somebody else's merry-go-round. All the expectations, all the obligations. I know I'm coming at you hard today on this Wake Your Warrior Wednesday, but it's September, and this is a powerful month for you to start transforming your life. This is a powerful month for you to transition. This is a powerful month for you to purge, for you to not to try to cram things into the end of the year because you haven't done shit all year. Not for you to hurry up and do some challenges. Not for you to hurry up and figure out some wins for the end of the year so you don't feel like shit because you haven't done anything all year. That's not what this is about. This is about for you to finally face your giants. This is about you finally deciding to rise up, for you to own your shit and not to get your shit together, because newsflash, your shit doesn't need to get together. It's scattered everywhere else into everybody else's problem. And you are living a life in like Guilt Town. And you are like on Comparison Corner over here. And you're like in this little neighborhood that belongs to somebody else, you know, and you're comparing yourself and you're living in judgment and you're living in guilt and you're living in obligation and you're living in daily fires, and you've got a backpack on that belongs to somebody else. And it's time to put the shit down. And it's time for you to own who you are. I'm going to tell you a story about something that is really actually personal and private. So I'm going to try to protect it a little bit. But something happened in our household last week. And, you know, I put my foot down. It was a hard no for me. It was a non-negotiable. It involved one of our kids in the household. It was a non-negotiable, wasn't going to happen, hard no. And I realized after, you know, the turmoil on the inside of me was very strong. The fire was burning. It was eating me alive. I wasn't able to focus on work. I wasn't able to calm myself down. I wasn't able to regulate myself. It was bothering me. And it was something that I just had to remove myself from. I had to allow somebody else in the family to take it over. And I realized it was because I let it slide the time before, and I let it slide the time before. So there's a pattern involved of letting my integrity go, of letting it slide, of keeping silent, of hoping it would just go away. Do you find that in your life, of where you just let it slide? You stayed silent. You made it small. You thought it didn't matter. You thought it would just go away on its own. You avoided it. And then the problem grew, and then it repeated itself, and then it showed up again, and then it stayed, and then it felt like it was welcome and it was going to sit down in my house. And I decided, no, it wasn't going to stay in my house. It wasn't welcome back again. And so I had to put my foot down and I had to stand up and I had to say no. And it was a hard no. And this was like a blow up, right? And sometimes we can blow up our lives for good, which I've done multiple times. I'm a big believer in, if you want change in your life, there's ways that we can transition. There's ways that we can adjust. There's ways we can adapt. But there's also times where you just need to blow it up and you need to rebuild. You need to deconstruct things. You need to purge things. But this was a hard no. This was a bold no. This was an unapologetic. I'm fighting for myself. I'm fighting for standards. I'm raising standards. And the word judging was thrown around a lot. Like you're judging or you're this. And at first I found myself almost negotiating with the word judging. Was I judging? No, I'm not judging. I'm this and this. I'm trying to hold the truth in this. And I realized, hell yeah, I was judging. Hell yes, I was judging. We were talking about a child, your child. And if you're a parent and if you're a mother, yeah, you're going to judge sometimes. You're going to raise the standard. You're going to keep the bar high. You're going to set some criteria. You're going to have some evaluating measures, right, in place. But all too often in our life, we don't set standards. We don't set measurements. We don't have criteria. We have them for our kids. We have them for our employees. We have them for certain areas of our life, right? But we let them falter or fall wayside, or we shrink them for ourselves. So I am here today to speak to the person who is constantly like quieting that voice inside, who thinks it doesn't matter, who's keeping your head down, who is on the treadmill of life, who wants to get off the merry-go-round that doesn't even belong to you because it's not very merry. This is for you. I want you to be on this call Tuesday, September 10th. The Rise Group Coaching Program is my new group coaching program. I am rebuilding my group coaching program for transformation, to kick adversity's ass, to rewrite your story, to basically take your struggles, your inner struggle, right? Your war within, whatever it is. I don't care what your struggle is. I don't care what your pain is. I don't care what you're judging. I don't care where you're at. It doesn't matter if it's weight loss. I don't care if it's your marriage. I don't care if it's your communication skills. I don't care if I could get that out. Could I? Like, you know, I'm fired up about this. I don't care if it's your energy. I don't care if it's your burnout, your overwhelm, your Tigger brain. It doesn't matter what your problem is. A problem is a problem is a problem is a problem because you're not able to express it. You're not able to uncage it. You are shrinking yourself and your desires, and you're staying as is, and you are settling, and you are abandoning yourself. And I do not want you to abandon yourself. And I want you to raise your standards, and I want you to own your shit, and I want you to face it, and we're going to purge it, and we're going to organize it, and we're going to figure out what matters most, and we're going to redefine it, and we're going to define it, and we're going to rewrite it again and again and again and again and again until it's your fucking fairy tale. Nobody else's fairy tale but yours. And we're going to align that for you. And there's no cookie cutter system. There's no framework. There is, and there's processes. And yes, I have all of these different cool, awesome, fun ways for you to figure out your rhythm and what works for you. But my point is that you got to show up. You have to show up to the coaching. You got to show up to the calls like it's a gym class, like you're going to Zumba, like it's leg day, like it's upper back day, like it's a HIIT class, like it's a boxing class. You got to show up. You got to connect. And I've got a great vision for it. And it's taken me a year, and it's taken me, cutting off my old business. And it's taken me a year of, really rethinking who I want to help and what it is. And this is just coming from my heart and owning that, like, yeah, I was judging. I was judging this situation. I was judging the family. I was judging the kid. I was judging the problem because I want standards. I want criteria. I have expectations. Because this is my life, it's my family, it's my kid, and you have every right in your family, right, in your world to have these criteria, to have these ambitions, to have these aspirations, to have these desires. You have a right to that. It is your human and godly right, and you should own it. You should not shrink it. You shouldn't shy away from it, and you shouldn't silence it. And the last part I'll put on it is that we don't have a way to teach it. I know how to teach it. And I have a safe place. I want to create a safe space for us to do this together, where we can workshop it, where there's other women that can come together who feel like maybe you don't belong over here, right? That you don't fit in a certain box. You feel like a little bit of a rebel. You feel like you don't belong in this group or in this group. That you need an army of women that back you up because maybe you've been betrayed before or let down before, or you're a wallflower over there, or you're not quite in the glamorous crew, or you're not quite in that crew over there, or, and you're a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you're not so cookie cutter, and you like to color outside the lines, and you're a little bit of an outlier, right? And you like to do things your own way, and you're rough around the edges. But on the inside, you got dreams and desires and goals, and you got a fighter inside of you. But you also got wars, and you got some dark truths, and you got some struggles and some things that you need to conquer. Hi, I'm your coach. I'm your fearless leader. I'm your warrior. I've been on this journey of doing my inner work, of doing my healing. And I've come to revelation after revelation, and being a coach for more than 2 decades, owning my own business for 9 years, all of my adversities, all of my get knocked down, get back up, all of my failures, all of my successes, all of my wins personally, my education, my degree in communication. I have more than 26 years in the fitness and coaching industry, more than 26 licenses and certifications. I'm a certified high performance coach. I've mentored with amazing like mentors. I don't need to name drop, but I can name drop. I'll put it in the captions. I've invested a shit ton of money. I've lost a shit ton of money. I know what it's like to hurt, to be betrayed. I know what it's like to be the betrayer. I know what it's like to cheat on myself. I know what it's like now to have integrity on the other side and respect and belief in myself. I know the other side of the struggle. And I know the side of putting the fairy tale together. And it's pretty fucking cool. And I want that for you. So this is for the woman who has been through some stuff. You got some struggles. Maybe you're in it right now and you're ready to kick some adversities, but you're ready to use those challenges, right? You're ready to conquer that inside because it's in there. And the problem you think you have is not the problem. It's deeper than that. And we're going to have to do some digging and purging. And September is the month to really start purging and digging into that because we've got October, November, and December to really sift through some of this stuff. And I'm going to go through a lot of this on the orientation call. So I hope that you join me September 10th. And if you know somebody going through this, and it's affordable, it's not one of my $20,000 coaching programs. It's not one of my $9,000 coaching programs. This is an affordable way for you to invest in yourself and to get into a community, to get a coach that's going to go connect with you, get immersive with you, that's going to build some curriculum, not a digital program, not a course, nothing that is self-guided, but that you actually have to show up like you would for a doctor appointment, for a meeting with your boss. This is your life. You either get to stay the same and continue to be in your loop of settling, surviving, starting over, second guessing, and sucking the life out of you. You can stay on that merry-go-round. And I know this sounds harsh, but you know what I'm talking about. The avoiding and the isolation and all the negativity and the what ifs and the chatter in your head and the hopelessness. It doesn't have to be that way. You hear the conviction in my voice and my energy. It is real and legit. We can exit that. We can exit that and we can create the life that you are craving and desiring, the one that is trapped inside, and we can uncage that badass. And you can be blessed, and you can love Jesus, and you can still be a rebel, and you can still do it your way, and you can still be free and liberated, and you can release all of that BS and all the excuses and all the limitations. And it doesn't have to be big, and you don't have to be a business owner or an entrepreneur, and you don't have to be a speaker, and you don't have to be a writer, and you don't have to be some bigwig. You don't have to be any of those things, but you get to be what you want to be, and you get to live life on your terms. And you get to have some energy and aliveness and spontaneity and passion and energy back. And you get to wake up in the fairy tale that you want to create instead of the numbing and the isolation and the living for other people and then numbing yourself out with the things that you're numbing yourself out with. The medicine, the scrolling, the food, the alcohol, the bitching, the shopping, the overspending, the porn, the sex, the men. Been there, done that, got all those t-shirts. They are not worth it. What is being able to be unapologetic and go, yeah, I'm judging because you're not good enough for me. Yes, I'm being bold because that is crossing a line for me. That is non-negotiable for me. These are my standards. And it's not being abrasive or bitchy or obnoxious. It is saying, I deserve better. I desire better. I am deeper than that. I am worthy of more than that. I own my life. I get one life. This is no dress rehearsal. And I have faced death twice to stand here today to tell you, you do not have to settle when life does. And my job is to make sure that you do not give up on yourself. And I want to bring as many of you with me as I can. So let's rise up together. Click the link. Let's join in. Tuesday night at 5:30 p.m. live. There is no replay. Let's do this. Share this with your friends. It is free. You can accept the invitation to decide you are done, decide you want more, decide you're curious, decide you're interested in you, in what's possible for you. Decide. Decide, what would it be like if you got to be you? If you got to really free you? How liberating. If you got to exit Should-ville. If you got to get off the highway of everybody else's expectation and you don't have to go to Should-ville and you get to do what you want to do and live how you want to live and create what you want to do. How fucking awesome would that be? How much energy would you have? How much freedom? How much time? How much happiness? How much joy? How much love? The weight on your body would disappear. The stress from within would be gone. The anger, the bitterness would leave you. The weight on your shoulders, your jaw would unclench. Your hands would open up. You wouldn't be clenched all the time. Your shoulders would drop. Your stomach, your intestines would open up. You wouldn't have stomach pain and cramps. You wouldn't have potty problems. I know, too much information, but it's the truth. You would sleep at night. You would wake up excited. You would want to go to the gym. Like, the pants would fit. You wouldn't have to work so hard for nothing. You wouldn't be on your to-do list all of the time. There's a process to it. There's a framework for it. But it all starts with you deciding you're going to show up for yourself differently. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to get your shit together. You just have to decide what you really want. And that's what I want to help you do. September 10th, 5:30 p.m. I'll see you there. Because this is a daily fight. Peace out.